like being a priest because I guess it deals with the mysteries of life and the mysteries of God.
I love being a priest because, first of all, I can celebrate the sacraments, and they can be very personal moments. And it is often a great privilege to sit here also and listen to people's story.
The opportunity to be with people at pretty fundamental times of their lives, basically helping people to pray their way through, through life.
The most important things that I love in my ministry is being with people.
Probably the biggest thing I like is the fact that you're entering into people's lives, being with people, encountering people at very, very deep, intimate levels. So that's a great joy, really.
Catholic priests today share in the mission of Jesus Christ. They lead their communities in prayer, share the gospel of Jesus, and bring God's love to people's lives.
I can remember very clearly saying to my first parish priest, "What do I do, Father?" And he said, just be about, just be about.
Priests today are very much with the people. Although they perform all the priestly duties that we've come to expect, they are also very much about in the community.
Priesthood offers a young man a wonderful opportunity to be involved in the lives of people right from the beginning to the end, and often at very privileged moments in a person's life.
It's a life where you're able to touch people's lives in a way that's significant.
And there's something very meaningful in leading people to God and celebrating the mysteries of life.
The journey towards priesthood can take many years. Some men know early in their lives that God is calling them to this ministry. For others, the process of discerning the call can take years.
I knew when I was about 3, I remember being at church with my parents as a little fellow and looking through a forest of people up at the priest and saying to myself, that's what I'm going to be, that's what I'm going to do.
I've always thought about priesthood ever since I was a child.
I cannot explain how, but to me, it's in my heart. It's in my heart that, oh, this is really what I want, to be a priest.
It's a gut feeling, really, or it's in your heart. And my first inkling was at the age of 10, and it wasn't until I was 25 that I entered the seminary.
In some ways, it's quite interesting that the Lord chose fishermen, 2 or 4 of his first apostles, because it is a bit like that, trying to catch a fish.
Somebody is discerning priesthood. I think 2 things are important. Number one, that there's a certain stillness in their life to be able to listen to their heart, because I think God speaks in the heart. I think the second aspect of discernment is that other people give little hints along the way. Hey, have you ever thought about being a priest, or have you ever thought about doing something for God with your life?
Well, I didn't want to be a priest, but in my final year here, Father Van Enkelvoort gave a retreat. We called him Pa Matthew. And only in passing, he said, some of you will want to be an accountant, someone might want to be a lawyer, someone might want to be a doctor. Have any of you thought about being a priest for your people? That's when a bell rang. And that priest, God rest his soul, didn't even remember that he had posed that question. But it was after that that I entertained the thought that perhaps there may be a pathway for me.
My ordination day was very important. It's much like a wedding day for us, so the equivalent to being married. It's just the day that you give yourself completely to the service of God and the church. And so it was a fantastic day. The cathedral here was chocorismo. The music was fantastic, having all your family and friends around, and then of course the reception afterwards.
Training for priesthood takes place here at the Holy Cross Seminary in Auckland. After 5 years of formal training, the seminarian is posted to a parish for hands-on experience. After that year is completed, he returns to Holy Cross Seminary for final preparation to be ordained deacon and subsequently a priest.
With anything, there's more to it than meets the eye, but it's a great place to find out about that calling and whether it's for you, because the whole atmosphere is going in that direction of helping you to learn about yourself and where God is calling you.
I think when a young man comes to the seminary, one of the great revelations is that it's not a path he's going to walk on his own. That when I went to the seminary too, I was firstly really encouraged by the other students who were there with me. There's that sense that we're walking a common journey. And certainly now we really try to mentor seminarians and young priests, and parishioners too take a great interest in their priests, and they keep an eye on them too to make sure that they're happy and that they're being supported.
But it's not all hard work. There are plenty of opportunities to enjoy other aspects of life. Today, there are more than 50 diocesan priests working throughout the Auckland Diocese. It is here where you will see the rapidly changing face of the wider Catholic community.
The diocese is vibrant and very culturally mixed. It's a lovely diocese and very challenging.
This group belongs and should belong to Christ, as they believe that through fun, freedom, fellowship, they will be able to bring back all the youth back to Christ.
I celebrate Mass, especially in the morning for our community, visit the sick when they have sick people, and we have a very good relationship with our primary school. We involved with the kids, and it's quite good to celebrate Mass in the classroom and go around when they have breaks and have fun with them, play with them.
Part of my vision is to try to encourage young men to join me, to work with me as priests in this diocese.
I would hope that young people would still have that vision of wanting to serve the Church, serve Christ, and bring Christ to people in their ordinary everyday lives.
The perfection of his plan will be fulfilled.
To serve God by being with the people of God.
In my role as a priest, I believe that my main dream is going to be being able to celebrate the Eucharist.
So obviously the dream is for more Māori students, because we know that we need Māori priests.
It was Jesus himself who sent out his first followers to preach the good news and to bring God's life to people. That is still the task of priests today. It is often a challenge in a secular society like New Zealand.
One of the key challenges faced by young priests today, I think, is to find fresh and creative ways to proclaim the gospel in what is a fairly secular society.
I think as human beings we have decided largely that we don't need God anymore. And so to be a priest is to be countercultural, to say that, hey, society, wake up, don't forget that we're in need of God.
Faith-filled lay people contribute much to the ministry and life of the Church today. But diocesan priests are absolutely necessary. They celebrate the sacred mysteries of the Church. They seek to bring the reality of Jesus Christ into the lives of all and try to help individuals cope with the daily challenges of life.
It is incredibly rich rewards that people often don't see. One of my good friends said to me recently, after learning about how I'd filled in one of my days, he said, "You guys don't market yourselves well enough."
I'm only 3 years down the track, mind you, but at this stage I'm loving it. It's a fantastic life.
I find it incredibly fulfilling. Never a dull moment.
It's been an extraordinarily blessed life, my 29 and a half years of priesthood so far.
We have increasing numbers of lay people involved in the mission of the Church, but the need for priests doesn't diminish. That people love their priests and want priests and need priests. So part of my vision for the Church in Auckland certainly is for a huge number of really committed, gifted, generous young men.
I'd encourage any young man to consider a vocation to priesthood.
If you think God is calling you to be a priest and would like to talk that through with someone, call the vocations director at the Bishop's office on this number.